All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mohsen, personal trainer from Perth branch. We have here Bianka, the fitness manager, and also Storm, the personal trainer from Sydney branch. Just going through the workplace health and safety meeting this week. I'm lucky enough to chair this meeting this week, so just going to quickly go through the high-level agenda items that we're going to be reviewing. It's more around the workplace health and safety and our obligations to ensure that our gym centers are fit for work, safe for the people that come in to work out. Also, throughout the workplace inspection, we've identified a few hazards that could potentially cause injuries to our customers. And also I'm proposing some controls to be in place, and I would like to hear your thoughts on that. Followed by that, how do we make sure these controls are effective? So I've got a few ideas and suggestions. How do we revisit these controls to make sure they're effective and they're in place? Also, on the other note, we've had an unfortunate safety incident last week that fellow members fainted in the weight floor and struck his head to the ground. So I just want to quickly brief on that in case if there is any questions and the room for improvement. And lastly, talk about a fatigue management assessment forms that was sent by yourself, Bianca. So I've completed mine. Just want to provide a bit of update on that, and just in case if there's any actions to follow up. So if there's no questions, I'll just go through the agendas. Yep, happy. So yeah, as I mentioned initially, so our obligations, the workplace health and safety, is just to ensure that we got to providing a safe environment for our members, that the area is safe. So the hazards that I've identified is, the big one is the poor housekeeping. In terms of the housekeeping is I've gone through the risk assessment rating. I've seen the risk of the 8S. So it's not really severe, but the frequency of the occurrence of the trip hazard is quite high. The problem is we don't have shelves in the storage for the gym bags, and the people leave their gym bags just on the floor, and that creates that, I suppose, trip hazard risk. And if they are in an area of where we store weights and equipment, that potentially they can hit themselves or fall on the equipment. So I'm proposing to basically purchasing and installing some ample storage shelves. There's some cheap ones down the road from the Bunnings that I can go and get and bolt them on to the wall if yourself approve them. And I can get them done in 2 weeks time if the money gets approved, Bianca. Second one is I've noticed some behavioral issues with the members that when they remove the weights, they only remove one side, or they don't remove it properly. So it creates a bit of stored energy. So you see a barbell on the rack with on one side is filled up with the weights and the other side is empty. So it creates a bit of risk. So it's a bit more of a knowledge share or understanding for the members. Maybe just print out some signages and the potential hazard and potential risk of how to properly remove weights and even the putting on the weights rather than just loading up one side and not the other side. So and we've seen some nasty videos on the TikToks that what the consequence could be. So that's a very easy win. I can just print out some labels if you're happy, and I'll send it through to yourself as well, Storm. Have a look. If you think that it looks good, you're a good designer. I'm pretty sure better than mine designing skills. So if you think of a better idea, how do we demonstrate a bit of knowledge for people on how to remove and store the weights on the barbell, that would be amazing. And the last one is a very simple one again. We've learned from COVID, hygiene is the big one. So we keep running out of hand wash, soaps and wipes. That's probably something with yourself as well, Bianca. You need to help us out if you're okay. If you can change the supplier because they're not reliable, they're running out of the stocks, low on stocks. So maybe if you can get some sort of like a emergency fund, if you're running low, we can just go down the shop and just buy some hand washes. That would be amazing. Once again, I can get that done as soon as you approve the cost. So that way we can improve the hygiene factor and making sure there is enough wipes around on the floor if people need to use. Any comments or questions on these 3 items?
No, that's all good.
All right, that's good. So the other, I suppose, part of the agenda is about how do we make sure that these controls are in place and are effective. I think the routine workplace inspections that we've got as our routine every day, it's the best way that I can keep controlling and checking these items and have a look at the behavioral changes. If you got the storage and the shelves and people not using it, then potentially I need to go back and revisit that control. But I'm pretty adamant, pretty confident that once we got the shelves right, people are not going to leave bags on the floor. And unless if I need to, I will be putting some signage, don't leave bags on the floor, or maybe just some pre-recorded messages, something that we can come up with a bit different to prompt the right behavior. But I will be report that back throughout the next weekly meeting, if not earlier, to see, okay, has there been any positive changes or not? And then if it's been positive, probably we can share it with the rest of the team, and if they would like, they can implement the same controls at their gym if they're struggling or seeing the same issues. The next part of the agenda is as said earlier on, and you all seen the email that I sent through, the incident report. There was a fellow members that it was in the weight room, so I was actually busy running a HIIT class with a few students, and I heard a lot of commotions coming from the weight room. This member was just trying to, I suppose, exercise, but before he even started, fainted and struck his head to the ground. Luckily, housekeeping wasn't an issue up there, and there was nothing around, so the floor was clean. There was no weights or dumbbells or anything on the floor, so he just didn't trip on anything. He just fainted. I went back and looked at, I suppose the first response was just I followed the first aid response and called 000 and filled out the incident report. I've saved the incident report on the folder and also emailed it out to everyone, which you all should have received a soft copy of it. But I'll later on, as an action for myself, I went back and had a look at his health assessment, and I didn't see anything that was flagging. There was no red flag, so that's probably more for yourself, Bianca, as a manager. So I didn't see any issues, nothing was reported. The test and everything was good, the blood pressure, the heart rate at the time that when the members signed up with us. So I'm not really concerned about if he did have any pre-existing. However, if he's going to return, I'll revoke his access, but if he's going to return, I will require a medical clearance for him to come back to the floor. So I need to understand what has changed since and the reason of him fainting. Is that fair?
Yeah.
The last one is, I suppose, the employee health and welfare. So it's, as I touched on, the fatigue management is an important part. We all spend excessive hours at the gym. We are up and early, sometimes about 3:30, just to get the gym ready for the first morning class. I think the first class starts about 5:30, so it can be pretty exhausting, and we continue on until 6 or 7 p.m. sometimes. Yes, we do have some breaks midday, but may not get a decent sleep or a deep sleep that we need to manage our fatigue. But I've completed my fatigue management assessment form. And everything's looking okay. There is no concerns, there is no issues. I'm not requiring any special treatment, so I'm fit to work, and there's no concerns to follow up. And I have sent that form to yourself, Bianca, and I think Storm is up next to go through the training and complete his fatigue management forms, and I think you'll be chairing the meeting next time, Storm. It's very simple, not terrifying. I think I found it's very important to be very honest about like sleep time, and it's something that it's not as easy to kind of to give yourself a slack. So it's very important to have a decent rest in 24 or 48 hours of period. Otherwise, even we don't get value out of our training. Yep, that was the pretty much a wrap for the meeting this week. Just would like to thank you for your time. Is there any questions or general business?
No. Well, then we're thinking of bolting those things to the wall.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon, and we'll speak with you soon. Bye.